Hi everybody, my name's Larry. It's been a while since I've done a YouTube video, but I decided I wanted to make one today with a new toy that I've been playing with that I really like. A lot of you know Ken Rizza from Woodturned Wonders. Well, Ken sold Woodturned Wonders a couple of, maybe 3 years ago, and retired and started doing more turning and started picking up power carving. And he fell in love with power carving, and being someone who can't sit still and just be retired, Ken decided that he would start another business called powercarvingdepot.com. And Ken is carrying a line of power carvers. The one that I have that I'm going to be using today is called a Big Blue. It comes with two handsets. It comes with a smaller handset that'll run the 1/8 inch, 3/32 size burrs, though they are listed in millimeter on their website. And then they also carry a larger handpiece that will carry a 1/4 inch burr. And the machine will go up to 100,000 RPM, which is quite a bit more than the little master carver power carving unit that we own now. The little the master carver does a pretty good job, but you can time it out. It can't take, from me anyway, it can't take aggressive carving, and it can't take long-term carving. It seems to time out on me pretty regularly. And this machine so far, I've not been able to time it out. Now I'm going to show you the smaller burr. This is an 1/8 inch burr. It's called a double cut. I'm going to show you this today. Now, before I started this part of the video, I actually turned a little votive candle holder, and I thought, what better, and I've started a little bit of carving on it here, you can see, but what better small project to start on than a little votive candle holder. Now remember, it is wood, so you've got to dial your own level of height on where you're going to have that candle next to the flame, or you could put in the little battery operated votives, which would be fine. Probably what I'm going to do. Now, full disclosure, I have shot a lot of video for Ken over the years on different products that he's had with Woodturned Wonders, and I will be shooting some video for him on particularly Big Blue here, this power carver. But I'm not showing you something that I don't already love. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little dovetail double cut carbide burr. I'll put a link in the description below where you can get it. And I've actually already set this to about 45,000 RPM. Now, I realize that there are a lot of you that are carvers that are already saying, Larry, that's too fast. Well, I know it is, because it's going to burn a little bit. And what I'm getting with this burr is just kind of a, I would compare it to maybe like a bark. Now back to what I was saying is this is too fast. If I wanted to go without burning, I'd probably go down, let's see here, 35,000. A little bit of burning, not bad. But I'm going to paint this when I'm done anyway, so it doesn't matter if I burn the wood. And it goes a little bit quicker. Now, I don't know, again, there are those of you out there that power carve that would probably chastise me for this, telling me that I'm prematurely ending the burr life, and it may be, but it just seems to go a lot faster. Now, this is hard maple that I'm using here, and you can see it makes quick work of it. Notice I'm keeping my finger and thumb over here out of the line of fire, and I have this burr spinning counterclockwise or away from me. So if you can see, hopefully this camera here that I've got in my face is working good, but if you can see, it's not racing toward me. There's the resistance, and it's cutting that way. So it's not going to jump back on me so much. And all I'm doing here is I'm creating just a simple texture. Now this is the larger of the two dovetail burrs. The smaller one does a fine job too, but I just really, and I'm using this at a pretty steep angle. I just really like the texture that I get from this. And again, this is hard maple, and I'm working face grain right now. This is end grain, that's the way I turned it. So I'm working down the face grain, and that's going to respond differently than end grain will, obviously. But it's a really simple texture with this dovetail bit, or burr, I'm sorry. A lot of us wood turners that are not carvers first, I hear a lot of people calling them bits, but they are burrs. Now this is a double cut, which is similar to the way that a compression router bit works, like for your CNCs or sign making and such as that, where you've got flutes going this direction and flutes going that direction. So whichever way you're carving, forward, away from me, which is the direction I'm carving now, or the other direction, you're going to have a leading edge. So I think it gets a much better cut than the single flute, but either way I like it. Now you'll see I'm not really trying to make lines. Keep my finger out of the way. I'm just randomly going through here. Now I'll do this all the way around it. And when I'm done, or when I think I'm done, I'll come back and I'll look for any flats. You know, I'll hold it to a different angle to the light, and I'll look for different flats. Now, let me show you how easy it is to change out a burr. You hear the click. There's the click. The burr comes right out. Right back in. You just like with a router bit, you don't want to bottom it out. You want it to have just a little bit of space above the bottom of the handpiece. And then we're back to work. Now normally it's a little bit awkward the way I'm holding this, because I would normally hold it a little bit closer to me. I'm not a tabletop carving guy. I like to hold it here, you know, maybe down here, which you can't see right now. But I'm getting by here. Now I'm going to purposely rough up the top, because what I'm going for here is just kind of an organic. Now see that burn right there? All I've got to do to clean that up is just hit it lightly again. Or I could slow down the machine, go down to 33,000. You know, if I wasn't going to paint this, I say I was going to leave it a natural or bleach it, something like that. That would keep you from seeing the burns. But again, for this project, I want to go fast. And my main goal here is to remove as much material as I can, as quickly as I can. You see I'm going top to bottom. Now I could give myself kind of a line to remind me, well, that's vertical. On this kind of piece, it's not imperative, but if you were working on an end grain piece like the top of a vessel or something, you might want to give yourself a line to kind of keep them straight and not end up having a spiral. But I'm going to work on this, and when I get it completed, I'll come back and I'll show you the end result. Okay, now I realized that I had one of my cameras was not operating properly. I forgot to turn it on. And I didn't get to show you the speed like I thought. So here on Big Blue, I'm doing 45,000 RPM. And I'm getting this kind of cut. And not getting a lot of burning, but I'm getting some. You know, as I stated earlier, if I were going to leave this natural, I would slow it down. But I'm going to paint this. So if I slowed it down to, that's 28,000 RPM, I would venture to say it'll be a much cleaner cut. Not a cleaner cut. I think you get a cleaner cut with more speed. You just don't have as much burning. And I can go back and take some of that burning out if I wanted. So just a light touch. I'm not digging in with the handset. I'm just kind of letting the tool do its work, just like when turning. If you have to force your gouge into your turning, you're dull. Well, I'm dull no matter what, but your tool is dull if you're having to force it. And it's a little bit, I don't know that, well, obviously if I had to force this tool, I would know it was dull too, but you don't really have to force it. You just kind of hold it there and let it do its work. And if I force it, it could be more likely to skate or jump on me. But at 28,000, you know, it's not going to burn as much and it'll clean up those burns. But there's the end result of my experiment here on a Votive candle holder. See, like I said earlier, I would look for spots that maybe had a little bit of the flat wood still showing. Kind of just go around, hold it at different perspectives, and those things will pop out to you. But this is easy. This is a fun texture. You could make this, again, look like tree bark. This one I'm probably going to paint black and then dry brush on top with one of the metallic colors that I like, either a metallic copper or bronze. I like those colors. But again, you could dry brush it and turn it into tree bark. You could do red oak, and you could use an ebonizing solution like iron acetate. I might try that. If I do, I'll maybe post a picture. But you could do iron acetate and then make it look like old barn wood. A lot of options, a lot of fun. And this is one of those things, it's a little bit like turners that have been turning for a while will tell you, it's hard to turn and think about your troubles. It's a little bit the same way here. I guess Zen is the popular term now, but just kind of, you're focusing on what you're doing. It's not mindless because you got to focus on what you're doing or you'll cut yourself. But it's just one of those things that you can, if you remember the old commercial, Calgon, Take Me Away, it's a little bit that way. But check out powercarvingdepot.com and look for the Big Blue. There's 3 other power carvers. Big Blue is the biggest of the bunch. And I may try to put together a video for you showing you the 1/4 inch burrs. Anyway, thanks for watching. Click and subscribe. You never know, I may decide to make another video. Maybe this time it won't be 4 or 5 years. Bye-bye.